Okay, I do have my Niao bonuses. Watcher was the least fun to watch for a long time, but then people like Life Coach showed up and made, like, he's a very animated streamer for some reason while he plays this fire, and it's really cool. And it made even the Watcher more interesting to watch. Okay, so one of the things that I've learned about the Silent is that maybe you're meant to take an extra hallway fight before the elites, just so that you can see another good card. We don't get... I'm not sure that you're supposed to take 2 extra hallway fights into an elite, especially knowing what we have back here. This is very, very scary. We need to see some really good stuff if we're going to try this, because we need an upgrade here and here, because we get trapped here. It's a very scary path, and I think probably we're not allowed to take that path. Oh, excuse me. We are going to have a very upgrade light act, I see here. Best case scenario is probably 2 upgrades, but it requires some real heavy lifting from the card rewards. I think the best path takes us on this. Ooh, man. Campfire Elite problem is such an issue. Once again, with the 4, 5, floor 6 elites, hate this for Silent. Hate it. It's so awful. Like, you have to have a Sentry killing deck or a Lagavulin killing deck so that you can get out of the fight without taking, 40 damage in those fights. I think we always have to get to this campfire. I think it's just way too important to see that campfire. Fortunately, that's also probably going to mean that we have to rest, being forced behind 2 elites to see that campfire. And this one is reliant on decent event RNG, is kind of a mess. Don't love that too much. And I don't love taking early events either as the Silent, because they don't really seem to make her very much stronger. The best you can get is like a transform a card to get a strike out of the deck and then roll into something pretty decent. That's not good to just depend on. These available events do not spark joy, as Dane would say. So our options here are also very terrible. Random Rare has too many misses for Random Rare. I think there are enough hits to take Choose a Rare, or maybe Gold and maybe Max HP, but I don't think you take or a Curse. Honestly, I think most of the time, the best option on this screen is Boss Swap. And then sometimes you are offered Rare Relic, Gold, or Max HP, and both of those, I think, are probably the ones that you're supposed to click. I'm really, really scared of the Boss Relic start for the very first run of the experiment here. Don't want to start the project off with something that, like, is entirely too difficult, like usually Calling Bell, unless you get really good high rolls from the relics. Hovering Kite is really tough. You can make it work. Excuse me, you can make it work, but it's really tough. Busted Crown is extremely hard for the Silent, who really, really favors seeing more cards, and especially if you're going to get through elites this early on. It's very, very difficult. At least we do have a shop, so that Busted Crown's not so bad. Sacred Bark, I think, is perfectly good enough. You're usually able to see 2 or 3 potions before you get to the elite fights, and most of the potions do save you in the elite fight a lot of HP and let you continue to get strong. I don't see a path that I want to start at other than right here. Maybe either one of these may be okay. I think probably this one to give us the 3 guaranteed hallways and an... But there's also... Yeah, it's weird. Because you might get strong enough right here to take a hard hallway and feel comfortable with it into a shop with extra gold, which makes you much better at going this way. But we have problems not seeing good cards here before this fight, and then you just take, you know, another 15 damage. Like a red slaver or something can easily do 15 or 20 damage to you here. But if you're planning on, that's another thing that I don't think that we do with the Silent, is that we're just too afraid of Gremlin Knob, that we don't pick block cards early on. And I understand why we do that, and I think most of the time that's correct, but if you're thinking about taking 4 hallway fights to start, then you do want a good block card for the hard hallway fight. Maybe even 2 of them, but that usually also means that you take any damage you see when you're offered it through here. This is a very hard path to start on. Hard hallways are so bad. Like the medium or the large slime that splits, very, very hard for the Silent. The Thief fight is kind of okay, but like he opens with 2 attacks for 11. Oh, like 22 damage over 2 turns that you have to figure out how to get around. And then steals all your gold that you want to spend here. So, and it's very hard to come up with enough damage to do, how much is it? About 50 damage to this guy, and block 22 over 2 turns. And sometimes you have to block another turn 3 for 14. Reinstalled Spire? What's up, Balfgear? That's good to hear, man. So, the Chosen and Cultist fight, yeah, you do have to take the Cultist out. The blue Cultist bird, you do have to take the Cultist out first. Almost all the time. It just scales up so much faster. See, the way that Chosen scales is not as consistent. Sometimes the Chosen actually will never buff his strength, but the Cultist always buffs plus Ascension 18 plus 5 strength every turn after turn 1. And the way that the Chosen dunks you is by having an attack with base, I believe, base 21, and then applies vulnerable to you. So you have to figure out how to block 31 damage from the Chosen, and you're not really allowed to place skills in the fight. It's a very hard fight. That's one of the fights that, as far as I know, it probably does as much, if not more damage than the Avocado and Fungi Beast, the Parasite Mushroom. So was it the Fungi Beast? I don't remember which one. The Avocado Mushroom fight. That combo does a lot of damage to people, but also the Chosen and Cultist is one that's very, very hard, and especially hard for Silent, who loves to do poison damage and loves to take skills. Yeah, you need a way to mitigate those days. It's very difficult. It's just a very, very hard fight. When the Chosen applies vulnerable to you, if you haven't cleared the Cultist out yet, you're looking at probably 16 plus 8, 24 incoming, or 21, 31 twice potentially incoming from the pair of enemies. after the vulnerable gets applied. If you're not able to clear the chosen out, you hit a pretty tough brick wall. You got to find good AoE options, and you gotta have a way to do, be able to do 100 damage to the chosen. Very hard. It's just a hard fight. It's not really a lot of tips that you can share except to be mindful of your draw pile and think about whether it's worth saving, like playing a defend this turn and putting a daze in your draw pile, or just taking that 5 damage this turn, or even less. Like if a defend is for less than 5, but it puts a daze in your draw pile, probably you don't play the defend. Probably you just try to get your draw pile shuffled. I think that's one of the most important things too, is with the chosen fight in general. Try to draw your draw pile out and shuffle it quickly. The faster you're able to shuffle it, the more you're able to achieve with the first and second shuffles of the deck. And the Ancient Potion for that fight is very, very good. Very, very good to block the Hex. And I would recommend using it almost every time you fight the Chosen. It's going to depend on your turn 1 draw and how good it is. If you think that you can clear things out. But no, the Ancient Potion is amazing for all kinds of things. You can use it with Wraith Form. You can use it with Ironclad Berserk. You can use it with to block debuffs like Vulnerable and Weaken and Frail. Really good in Act 2 early hallways against the frailer enemies, the ones that inflict frail on you. Very important. Very important. Yes, you can use it on your own debuffs. So don't use it to Wraith Form. Use it before Wraith Form. It blocks the Wraith Form debuff. If you use it after Wraith Form, it will still block the Dex down debuff for 1 turn. But that is obviously less valuable than just like blocking the Dex down debuff from Wraith Form permanently. It's very, very good. It also is pretty good in the Nob fight. Get an Ancient Pot, block the turn 2 vulnerable. Feels really nice. Very, very powerful effect. Allows your skills to play a lot nicer. Just overall, don't devalue any potion in the game. I think Speed Pot is probably like the only potion that has the hardest application in the game. It has the hardest application in the game. But once you get an artifact to go with, the speed potion, you have +5 dexterity permanently. So like it just requires a really good combo. The Entangled dude, the Writhing Mass, or the Red Slaver. I don't know if you mean Tangela, the Writhing Mass, or the Red Slaver when he's trying to do Vulnerable or the Entangled debuff to you. +5? I mean, you get +5 for that combat. You get 5 dexterity. If you Ancient Pot, Speed Pot, you block the debuff from the Speed Potion. So it doesn't remove the 5 dexterity at the end of your turn. You keep the dexterity if you Ancient Pot it. Ah, the Constrict. That is the Spire Growth, Wild Bro. The Tentacle Bro. Yeah, I don't love these options. It's probably always Boss Relic here. Just very scared to click it. Ancient Potion is a very, very strong potion. And don't devalue the Exhaust Pot either. The Elixir is also very good at doing a lot of things. It goes nicely in conjunction with Dead Branch. It works nicely with Taro's Ashes. It works nicely with, like, for example, Power Through, or Exhaust Skills, or fight like Gremlin Knob on turn 1. Just get those out of your deck so you don't have to draw them. It increases your damage density. You can use it to exhaust statuses that enemies put in your deck, and then use it to exhaust curses. It's good with Field of Pain. Like the elixir's like low key clutch on, but it does require some setup to be really good most of the time. All right, Fusion Hammer, no upgrades, 4 energy. Looking for an Apotheosis right here. How good are we at 4 energy for combats then? Because we need like 180 gold for Apotheosis here. We can get 15, 30, 45, 60. That's very bad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey guys, while you're here too, by the way, like I'm not, always be plugging or whatever. I do want to shout out my YouTube channel. It's slow going. It's difficult to work with. I don't really understand YouTube yet. I don't know how to, manage things on the dashboard, and I don't know how to do, work around the algorithm and stuff and try to get my things noticed organically on YouTube, or, get trending or whatever. That's crazy to figure out. But this experiment that I'm starting officially today will be tracking my progress on a playlist on YouTube. So if you guys want to keep up with it, but you don't want to sit here and listen to me waffle on about the decisions that we're making for, I spend an hour on Niao bonuses frequently while I was practicing this. So I understand if you guys don't want to sit here and just listen in and watch intently at everything, but if you want to keep track of the progress, I will be making a playlist on the YouTube for this. Right, Lao Bro, but some people just want to see like the conclusion of the good decision making. Like they want to see some of the hard fights and stuff. They want to see kind of the highlights, and so I want to give people the opportunity to still track the experiment themselves. But like without having to show up here every day and tune in for what could be like, 6 to 10 hour single runs. And so just like I'm doing this not for my own like YouTube boost. I'm doing this because it's an archive of the project that I wanted to have available and make that convenient for people who are interested in the project and the experiment that I'm doing here. So gotta double check on some stuff up here. Nope, not important. Fusion Hammer, do I really need Apotheosis? No. Is it amazing for me though? Yes. So now the question is, does 4 energy say that we really want to go this way now? Also, we are resting through the act, which means I think we always go this way now. Or does it mean that we go here? We see no shops that way, and I don't love that. So I do really want to getting an Apotheosis in the deck going into Act 2 would be amazing. So would a Hand of Greed would be amazing. Secret Weapon, Secret Technique probably going to be good. Depends on how the deck starts off. The what else would be good in the colorless pool that I'm really interested in? I'm not sure. The bomb, yeah, the bomb would be pretty good to find, actually. 4 energy, Act 1. The bomb is pretty fantastic. I can't afford a rare colorless here without an event that gives me gold, though. So do we roll? We roll 1 event. I think we do have to go over the shop. Which means I think we want to roll at least 1 event for gold. That's minus 15, but plus 75. So it's like, was it 75 or 150? Or 250? So this is 15, 30, 45, goes to about 140 gold on average going here. Versus this one that goes to about 155, 160 goldish going this way. But we get a chance at a plus 75, which gets us what we want to get here, but we have to take a curse for it or damage for it. Taking damage is okay. I think I do want to roll 1 event. Look at this, guys. You guys know about the Spire info bot? There is a world where we go this way, I suppose. If we find the strength to go through 3 elites. That's going to be really high value for us, especially getting a chance to roll rare card late in the act. Really, really good. Not sure, though. I definitely only roll 1 event, but do I always roll 1 event, or do I go this way? I think this way is probably more correct. We don't want to see 2 events, and I'm not convinced that 4 energy goes through this comfortably. So we're considering going this way through 3 elites based on 4 energy. Problem is the lack of resting. But 1 rest here might also be sufficient. So we should give ourselves that option through here. So we're going on this path. G value. Good fight. Take a quick slash on 4 energy. Should be always lethal in here. Very pleased by that. Alright. Immediately a difficult decision versus between Leg Sweep and Deadly Poison. 4 energy Leg Sweep, Fantastic. Really fantastic. Love this card. Boss's Guardian. During combat, you can hover over the map, to see the current boss. You can hover over this during combat, and you can hover over this during combat to see the potion information and the card and event information. The relics you can hover over at any time and see the stats on those. Yeah, Leg Sweep is also great for Guardian. But, I mean, we also need a damage card still, but we have a Quick Slash and 4 energy, so like maybe that's okay, but we gotta find some card draw as well. And we're really upset about the lack of upgrades too. Like, upgrades make these 2 cards so much better for our elite fights. Really worried about a Lagavulin coming up. I don't know if this Leg Sweep gets us all the way there. But, it full blocks a single sentry as well, even without applying Weaken. Breaks an artifact. Like, I don't know. This one's okay. Just need a damage card, so... But we are digging in a shop, trying to find some value out of it. So I do take the Leg Sweep here. Ooh. Interesting. Fusion Hammer. I normally probably would take a Transform here. Fusion Hammer and an upgraded Leg Sweep on 4 energy. Actually not even that bad against Gremlin Knob. It also allows us to maintain the Weaken forever on Lagavulin. Should be able to loop it permanently. But I also really like Transform, and I think Transform here is probably always better than Remove. What is our value? Our value upgrade is Leg Sweep, right? Because we play Leg Sweep every time we see it, just about. So it's between Leg Sweep and Transform, I think. Transform and Defend? Tough to say. That's another like big question that we have to ask ourselves here. Because strikes are also very, very low value. And... we're in a tough spot trying to figure out which one it probably is Defend, just because of the Weaken maintain that we get out of Leg Sweep. If we get Footwork, I don't want to put Footwork in play. I don't have card draw right now to be thinking about a Footwork. It's very important if you start taking powers, especially early on with Silent, that you're able to find card draw. And that's not so difficult with Silent, but you have to think about the fact that our card draw doesn't get upgraded as well, which means that our Acrobatics only ever draws 3 -1 card. So it's actually only a hand increase of 2. It's a hand increase of... yeah, a hand increase of 2. You play the Acro, -1 card plus 3. -1 card for discard, only hand size increase of 2, and costs you an energy. And it's very hard to find an upgraded version of that. Prepared never gets upgraded here with Fusion Hammer, so even though it's always -1 hand size, it is +2 card advance, or +1 card advance, excuse me, because you draw the Prepared and that costs you a card as well. Our other options, Adrenaline. Always only draws 2, so that upgrade never comes short. It's always +1 card advance. But what is our other card draw? Cards like Doppelganger are technically card draw, but it costs you an energy and a card draw itself. And we never get it upgraded, so we would have to... Chemical X would kind of be required for Doppelganger to be value. as far as card draw goes, unless like you can't predict drawing Doppelganger on turns where you get guaranteed value out of it. There are a lot of times where you draw it and just exhaust it out for 0 energy because you don't want to see it again. The fight's too hard for you to wait that long and see Doppelganger again. What else is card draw here? There's Backflip. Backflip only ever draws 2. Of course, it doesn't get upgraded either, which is a little bit problematic. But it's good card draw. It's just that all of this card draw is also skills that we're very worried about dealing with the Knob right now. We also don't have damage for Lagavulin. So our skill pot is going to be very important for Lagavulin and Sentries. I think we probably get a lot of value out of that leg sweep upgrade. Lots of value out of the leg sweep upgrade. But we're also a little bit hesitant to use our money because if we're able to see a shop that has an Apotheosis in it, we probably auto-click it. So the leg sweep upgrade is high value, but we also never get Apotheosis here. We didn't get money out of this event, so we never have the 180, 190 gold that's required for a colorless rare. No, it's not bad that you like the quick slash upgrade. I just think overall the quick slash upgrade is going to fall off, and it's not going to help us enough against anything except Knob. And we're gonna have to find an answer here and here for Gremlin Knob, and also Lagavulin. We're just not good at either one of those fights. Looping Weak is good, but our damage it never gets there without like a poison card from here. I think maybe transform is correct here. I wonder then if we transform, defend, or strike. Because we are at 33, 41 damage once through the deck right now. Which means we have to go twice through the deck to kill a Knob. Have to go like... It's gonna... we'll never get to a Lagavulin kill with this current deck. We can't do 120 damage. He spawns with about 110 HP and 8 Metallicize. We never get to 120 damage fast enough. It's going to be very important to find damage here. Just find Skewer. I don't know how much Skewer solves either, but it's very good. We're also, I'm really afraid to see this shop with low money. I really hate early shops because we might see like a Toxic Egg or a Molten Egg or even Frozen Egg right here, which would be super high value, and eliminate those from the future pool. It's going to be very upsetting. I do think probably Defend Remove. I really like getting Defense out of the deck early in Act 1 for Silent. I prefer it over removing Strikes just because her damage output is so weak. I believe the upgrade overall is better, but I'm not sure that we unlock the rest of the game without a pretty decent transform here. Just hope that it's not a complete brick. I'm okay with Transform Defend. Remove is pretty much just bad here. Hey, Jenko. Thanks for the kind words. Hope you have a good week for yourself. It's okay. Better than a defend. Yeah. Really glad that if this was the transform, really glad that we chose a defend for it. Still does not get us over the threshold for Lagavulin, and doesn't help us a lot in the Nob fight either, but we can live with that. All these block cards in the deck. Flex pot, great. Alright. Guardian likes a Piercing Wail, but I don't like a Piercing Wail this early on. I'm not really a fan of the Piercing Wail right here. It's too early. We have too many skills in the deck for Gremlin Nob. And it just doesn't really do. And it technically blocks for one, or blocks for better. It blocks better against Lagavulin than a defend does after the debuff, but it technically blocks better than a defend period because it's 6 versus 5, but not that good. Think we pass here for now. It's not correct to take these cards. They don't get us over the threshold for Lagavulin or Nob. And like, we're also not good at sentries, right? But it is what it is. See the shop. There's the Lagavulin and Guardian solve. That's a huge miss. That's a huge miss. This is good against Nob too. And not terrible against the sentries either, because it breaks. You can break all 3 artifacts on turn 1 with it and get, start getting weaken applied. Don't like how much gold it costs, but that's okay. It's again too many skills for Gremlin Nob. Backstab is nice for Guardian, yes. It's nice for Gremlin Nob as well, and it's okay for sentries, but we have 5 card draw turn 1. Don't love taking in an 8 card to start with. I think it's a little bit too much. And we're not that worried about Guardian turn 2. Even if we do end up not splitting, we're still going to rest through the act, so we should have plenty of HP. Yeah, I'm thinking about the skill pot over, or the attack pot over skill pot. But I think adding a Bouncing Flash to the deck is really strong too. We have a flex pot. We can get a good flex pot turn on sentries and Nob. Yeah, this is too much gold to get this and an attack pot. I think I really want to see a Bouncing Flask in this deck on 4 energy. with a leg sweep to cycle a lot of weaken. And plenty of block in the deck as well. This usually works out nicely for us. Unfortunately, it does not really solve anything but the Lagavulin, and we need a turn 1 draw on it for Knob, but we should be able to get through Knob right here. Just barely, though. Get a really good 4 attack flex pot. Should get us through Knob one time through the deck, which means that turn 3 is it's possible to get a turn 3 kill. And we almost always get to use all of our energy every turn on attacks as well, unless we just get a really bad skill draw. I think it's important to add a Bouncing Flask for Guardian and Lagavulin. It's not bad with 4 energy and Sentries, especially with 2 other Artifact Breakers in here, or 2 ways to apply Weak with Artifact Broken. Those are it's pretty good. I think it's probably better to take the Flask than it is to go Attack Pot, but Attack Pot probably solves Guardian, or not Guardian, but Sentries and Knob better. But this solves a lot more things better, or overall. And since we are having to rest all the time, I don't feel that bad. I think we gotta decide whether we're gonna go through the Elite here on the next floor. Hate floor 6 Elite. Especially floor 6 Elite with no upgrades and not enough extra damage added to the deck. Do we risk it on an event? I mean, now that we've seen remove, transform, upgrade, can't get mushrooms or big fish, so there's Golden Idol is, kind of a dead floor. Golden Wing. Okay, Golden Shrine. We can't deal with right now. Probably not for an elite fight, but I would like the gold. Liar's Game. Probably can't deal with that curse either. Scrap Ooze. Kind of a click once guy on average right now, at least for Silent. Shining Light gives us 2 upgrades, probably click that every time. Cleric is a card remove for 75, which we would not be able to afford, so it's only a heal. That one would be bad. World of Goop. It's just gold for 11 HP. Probably accept the gold, because we can consider going to this shop up here. Right, I think you do add a Bouncing Flask to the deck. Over an Attack Pot. We have full potions already. I wouldn't want to trade one of these out. These are both fully functional in all of the fights. We can use all of these in any of the fights. It's just that this one is worse for Nob. It's okay in Sentries. This one is good for Nob and Sentries though. And this one is probably really good for Lagavulin, but it's passable for Lagavulin and Sentries. So the question is, what do we do on the map? Do we want to take a crack at 3 elites without the campfire? So we always have to rest here anyway. But it's only guaranteed 1 hard pull hallway. But we almost always see another hallway fight out of events taking this many. So probably 2 hard pull fights in the act. Versus 1, 2, potentially 3. How do we feel about the path to this other shop now? It's probably always a no, right? I think we want to leave our options open to go for 3 elites, and if we're not feeling good enough for this one, if we take a bunch of damage or something, can maybe bank on these guys to give us a heal before this second elite. Or brute force our way through this to a fire and the shop. 2 elites is worth about 60 gold. 75 gold. Go to about 125 gold for a shop here. Probably skip that shop. Unless we want a card remove. Which is an idea. I think we win the Lagavulin fight off a Bouncing Flask, but we still take 25 damage, 20 damage. Probably 25 damage to Sentries. Lack of card draw and lack of upfront damage for a fast sentry kill. Maybe Flexpot though. We take a lot less damage with Flexpot probably. How do you feel about an event though? There's a lot of misses in the events that I don't want to deal with, but I think there's enough hits that we're comfortable taking an event here. And maybe, yeah, it gives us a shot at 3 elites, which 4 energy usually says you're capable of doing. And a Bouncing Flask is a pretty big boon here. Let's take the event. For a relic. Aww. So Blue Candle allows us to take the Warp Tongs, which we love. Which one is the Warp Tongs event, anyway? Is that even listed in this thing? I don't remember what the name of these things are. Anyway, it allows us to take the Warp Tongs, it allows us to take 250 gold for a Regret, it allows us to take the 150 gold for a Doubt. Is it Doubt or is it Decay? It mitigates the decay from the Wheel of Change. It opens up the idea of normalities for 999 gold in Act 3, which we probably love. So we really want to visit shops more than anything else with a fusion hammer right now. And we should from here we should be planning to go to more shops than campfires overall. We'll see how things path out in the future acts, but for right now, the idea is that we're going to see more shops and look for probably apotheosis more than anything. Makes Duvu better. We haven't seen Golden Idol, so there's a chance that we could just take the decay from the Forgotten Altar event in Act 2. I believe that's what it's called. If we don't find the Golden Idol here. But we have decent odds at finding the Golden Idol. If we stick to the 3 elite path. Still 3 more events. We have decent odds of finding it. Not perfect, but pretty decent. There's a confirmation bias of finding the Golden Idol pretty frequently in Act 1. And, like, people seem to see it all the time, like really early for some reason. But that's because there are 2 events completely unavailable in early Act 1, the Dead Adventurer and the Mushrooms. Yeah, drawing curses can stink. But we're also a card draw class. We really like card draw. So it's not that hard to go past the curses either. Take a blue candle, man. It gives us unceasing top potential. Is that ever a thing? Unceasing top is weird with Silent because your energy generation is like... Sometimes it relies on Tactician, and then Unceasing Top gets bitten by Tactician. Have I eaten? Yeah, I had a nice big fat 3-egg cheesy omelet this morning for breakfast and some coffee. Why do you ask? Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a little tough though. I tried adding salt while I beat the eggs, and I'm not sure that that's good. Because I'm not sure if I maybe accidentally overcooked it. Like, there was no color on my egg though, so like I probably didn't overcook it. But it was a little bit tougher than I like. I think I'm gonna try again tomorrow morning without adding salt and compare it again. Just use salt after you cook it. Half and half. I'm not sure that works. I've heard people do that. I've also like half and half and milk and just creamy something in general. I've heard people doing that, and I've tried it too, and I'm not sure that it works. But also, maybe half and half, it retains bubbles better. So there's probably some food science behind it. I'm not sure if it works or not. I've heard of people doing it. I've heard people saying that it doesn't work. I don't have that much experience with it myself. I don't know how we feel about Blue Candle, man. It legitimately, most of what it does is mitigate the downsides right now of some other harsh events, like a curse from the Wheel of Change, curse from the Liar's Game. Curse from the Forgotten Altar or whatever. Yeah, it's Forgotten Altar, and then Act 3 is the Moai Head. Curse from the Matching Keep sometimes. Big oof. Curse for 250 gold. And then also Normalities for 999 gold. But if we don't see any of that problem in this run, the blue candle is going to be a real easy wish I had the Sapphire Key instead almost every time. I don't know. Do we take the key now? It's not about how my heart thinks about it though, Chloroform. We gotta know if this is better on average, if you're supposed to take this over the Sapphire Key. That's an important thing here. And I want gold. Gold is such a valuable resource. Really favor shops a lot. And if we miss the golden idol, I don't want to take 23-ish damage. 20 damage. The problem with the blue candle is that it doesn't provide value here right now. It's not a combat relic. It's speculative value that is pretty much wholly dependent on other events. And I'm not sure that's good. I want the key. Okay, sentries, not a great fight for us. We flex pot for 20 damage next turn. Could even be 25 damage next turn. It would have to be 4 and 25. Way too much damage. What if we get 3 strikes and neutralize? 6, 12, 18, 21. Plus 20. You can die. Start with 8. 12 this turn. You go to 27. We'll need 3 strikes to kill you. About 2 strikes and a neutralize for 8, 13. Need 2. Be 7 damage short that way. So we draw here. Defend. Okay. Pretty good odds. Six, 12, 18. Too much. By a little bit. 6 is 15 damage. Next turn is also adding 15 damage. Should have considered the 3 strike line. If you were minus 12 here, you'd be at 39. 6, 12, 18, and 15 still wouldn't kill you. I would kill you. 6, 12, 18 plus 15. Yeah, you'd be dead. I don't know why I said 29 and then I thought 39. But you have the artifact broken off. I want the flex pot for Nob too, though. We do 6, 12 here. We full block next turn. We do 6, 12. Take 10. You're at 15. Perfect damage. Save the potions. Okay, don't save the potions anymore because we're taking 10 here. Taking 10 is too much again when we're thinking about going to triple elite here. We need to stay very healthy for Nob. I think it's very important to go ahead and skill pot here then. Flex pot. Four, 6, 12 plus 10. Yeah, we want the flex pot for Nob. We'll go skill pot here. Not only does it hopefully save us a lot of damage this turn, but it can also save us a lot of damage over next turn. And the following turn. But if it helps us kill instead. Okay. Okay, Catalyst. This Catalyst seems fine here. Goes to 12, you take 12 damage, you're at 39. You take 11 damage, you're at 28. Do 12 more damage, you're at 16. So we put our strikes on you instead. You don't die next turn. I don't know why I did that. You're dead to the poison. I was thinking about killing him with neutralize. Lost a little bit of HP that I wasn't supposed to lose there. Meal ticket. Nice, 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 nice. Acrobatics flex pot. Almost always allows us to do 15 damage with the flex pot. Can allow us 20 damage with flex pot if we acrobatics into neutralize. Also helps us draw back to Bouncing Flask and Leg Sweep better. That's good for Lagavulin. I think the acrobatics is good here. Also love it for the Guardian. Backflip we love for the Guardian as well. But acrobatics makes us faster enough for Knob, and we love having acrobatics in the deck in general. Kind of would accept a Dead Floor Shop event right here just for the meal ticket value. Or this. Yeah, we heal for Knob and Lagavulin both. We're good at Lagavulin at this point with Weak Cycle and Poison Cycle. And we block Knob sometimes a little bit with Leg Sweep. But with 2 fights that we want to take here, this meal ticket right now doesn't have a lot of value in this shot because we have to rest here. And I'm just not that super keen on removing. I do want to remove a strike. But I want to keep my options open for shops. And 35 gold is better than 75 gold. And we may see a shop here that also heals us, and that would be disappointing. I think Silent is supposed to take the heal on this frequently. The other classes I'm not so sure about, but I think Silent is supposed to take the heal here frequently. And we get the gold for it back immediately right here. And we already have our blue key, so our relics are always good to see. But the relic may not be a combat relic. It may not help us in the next fight. We may need the HP to go through 2 elites. Puzzle is okay. Lagavulin is okay. I think we get the Ascender's Bane out and the Flask out before we go. Shuffle all of our good cards around. Hopefully we don't draw a Leg Sweep here. Nice. Don't draw Flask here. Oh. Uh-oh. Danger, Will Robinson. Oh, nice. Got the Weak Cycle, but we missed our big block card now. we take 3 damage here? Take 2 damage here? And then we went off the poison here. We could literally just pass turn, but we'll do the damage. Okay, 30 HP feels fine. Oh, great, a boot. I feel comfortable with Calculated Gamble, probably. Not sure that I want it unupgraded, but here we are. And we didn't get a Sentry Solve yet, so I'm also comfortable with 1,000 Cuts. It's pretty helpful in the Guardian fight. It's bad to draw in the Nob fight, probably. And it doesn't get upgraded. I'm going to take a card that never gets upgraded. It's this one, probably. The extra draw on this turn 2 Nob means that we probably always win that fight also, thanks to the Flex Potion, if we need it. Two more events. Really low rare percent this way, but it sucks seeing a bad rare card right here. But that's how it goes sometimes for Silent. I think I do want to be able to just see more cards with Gamble. It's a really good card overall. And we still have to worry about Nob, but like Centennial Puzzle, Acrobatics, and Calculated Gamble probably gets us back to our damage fast enough that we should be okay at turn 3 kill with a Flex Pot. Okay, the question is, do we Quick Slash or try to block? We have a lot of block coming. Save 1 HP here. We've got 5 damage, you're at 20, go to 12. It's actually really good to put you at 12 also, though. Don't save 1 HP. Oh, drew one of our big block cards. We have Weaken for next turn. And we can do 10 damage here. Plus 9. 5 and 4, so yeah, 5 and 4, you're at 13, plus 10. We have the kill always next turn. Oh, plus the boot. Nice job, boot. Fire Potion, that's helpful. Don't love these cards at all. I think they're a pretty easy skip. We have 1 gamble, we don't need 2 gambles. I don't like moving this fast, but these cards are just not, they don't improve the deck anymore. Having 1 gamble is enough for us right now. And we need We have a knob solve, and probably a sentry solve right here, and also these potions are very good for turn 2 Guardian. So we don't need to add these cards to the deck. Oh, we get a heal. Nice shot. Oh, big miss. Big miss. Big miss. Big miss right there. Would also like this, but it's okay to not have it. Choke is okay on 4 energy, but we already are beginning to get an expensive deck. I'm not sure that we love it too much for 42 gold. Deadly Poison is interesting. Ash is not interesting. Duplication Potion is interesting. But I don't think we need to spend the gold on it. We have our Knob and Sentry solves in the potion belt. And either one of those that we don't use, we can always apply to Guardian for turn 2, if we even need to, because we're going to have, hopefully, a lot of HP going into that fight. Could also accept a card remove here. Card remove on strike is not totally wrong. Not sure that I want to spend my gold on it though. So we're still thinking like, no, we don't want bites. Yeah, we skip bites because we have Fusion Hammer, so we rest probably, and we have Meal Ticket, so yeah, we're happy to see strikes gone. Meal Ticket and Fusion Hammer that's a lot of HP right there. So we want to go maybe strike remove, maybe dupe potion. Deadly Poison. 4 energy, 1 flask is probably enough, right? Almost out of water here. Look at the homies hanging out. Terrence, Baylor, and Veggie Bread. Check out some Veggie Bread today. I watched a little bit of Terrence last night. Hang out with Veggie Bread in the background. Okay. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know if I'm supposed to add... I don't want to add a Deadly Poison to the deck. It's just... makes us a little bit worse against Knob and Sentries. Probably. But the Centennial Puzzle for both of those fights makes us really good at them. I can probably go strike remove here. Then an early Act 2 shop is kind of out of the question. I don't want to eliminate an early Act 2 shop with Meal Ticket. Really, really nice to have early Act 2 with Meal Ticket to go to a shop and recover the HP that you inevitably lose to the guys who inflict Frail or the 22 damage turn 1 Thieves. Plus we go 30 gold, 45 gold, and like, what is it, 90 gold, almost 100 gold here. So like 30, 45, about 145 more gold, up to 260 versus under 200. I really don't want to draw these strikes in the Guardian fight though as well. Just want to do bouncing flask stuff a lot. I think we can say that we get 145 gold back approximately. Like 180 gold for Act 2 shop early on if we need to go to it. We also get value out of it without gold just for the meal ticket. And it's almost enough to buy a colorless rare. We could high roll our gold pickups. I think we do remove a strike here. Sentries again. We take 2 damage this turn. Let's draw a card. For Centennial Puzzle value. Alright. Next turn takes no damage, and we break artifacts off. Do we ever just gamble this turn? Bouncing Flask, Neutralize, Fire Pot, Leg Sweep. We lose our acrobatics for it, but we only have 6 daisies in the draw pile, so we also can just cloak, defend, Bouncing Flask, take no damage this turn and next turn. So cloak, shiv here, fire pot here. Defend takes no damage. Bouncing Flask breaks both of their artifacts usually. So we get to apply weaken stacks. And then we have also acrobatics next turn. So we get like acro, leg sweep, neutralize is 3 energy for the turn. I like that. Pretty good poison hit too. Five. Can we try to kill you faster?